Why start a sports podcast? So I guess each individual that's a part of the podcast will probably answer it differently, but for me, the catalyst that kind of drove me to like wanting to formalize a group and put this thing together was I was listening to the radio, and this is when RG3 was here, and you know, that whole debacle with RG3 in this town and football, and they were talking about who they should go to. Should they go to Kirk Cousins or should they stay with RG3? And I called into the radio. I was that guy that calls into the radio and wants to, you know, express his opinion. And so I called in and I brought up the fact that, you know, it could possibly have nothing to do with Kirk Cousins' ability or RG3's ability. And it could just be the simple fact that, you know, the coach, who was at the time Jay Gruden, identified more with Kirk Cousins because he was white and because they shared that common bond, opposed to it being about talent level and stuff. And I communicated this in a very articulate way. And I just remember right after I articulated my point, I got off the phone, they just dismissed it. They were like, oh, why are you race baiting? Everybody got to make it all about race all the time and stuff like that. And it really it hurt me because I was like, I wasn't race baiting. I was just providing a different perspective that I felt that they were unable to see or recognize. And that them dismissing me kind of like took me back a little bit. And I was validated in my thinking, in my frame of thinking, when later that day, people who had heard me on the radio, they were like, dog, I heard you on the radio. You were making some really good points. I don't know why they were so dismissive. And I kind of shared that with my friends at the time. You know, of course, Aaron D, like I talked to them about it, and it was like, we should just do our own you know, radio station and a podcast. And I was like, you know, we could do a podcast. And I was, you know, and we started to kind of formulate that together, and we made that happen. So those were the initial promptings and probings to get us to start. I'll never forget, Aaron was saying, he was like, you know, we talk sports all the time. Like, we should just record it. Like, and I was like, yeah, you're right. That makes sense. It's like, we should record it. And so we started, we just did. And that's where we are here now today. That's how you got OSS TV, Other Side of Sports, all that good stuff.